welcome to another episode of Amari Music Talk. I'm Richard Cole, the Amari and Amari Communications, and today I'm going to talk about the live Glam Slam that has been leaked, released, dropped early access to your favorite streaming platform. And I must say that it's amazing. I can't stop playing it now. I can't wait for the Blu-ray so I can actually see the show as well as hear it. But definitely, it's a good idea to release it early. And one of the reasons I feel that we've been getting things such as the remaster that leaked early, the live at Glam Slam, is, we still live in an era where, piracy, bootlegging, that still runs rampant. I've noticed since the initial Vault Track releases, there have been quite a number of leaks from whether it's the actual box set or somebody's private collection, that's getting out into the wild or whatever. But yeah, I see it as a pretty smart move to go ahead and release it early, kind of, put a stop to the bootleggers. Like I said, folks trying to leak it early for whatever reason. I don't know if in this particular case, is there money involved, or is it, spite for the estate? Who knows? But like I said, from a business standpoint, I think it's a good idea. But getting back to the sound of the show, what I really enjoy about this, number one, is the fact that we're not getting another major tour. Now, with the 1999 box set, with the Sign of the Times box set, we were treated to different, stadium type concerts, loaded with hits, maybe not as intimate, but then with those two, where in the case of Sign of the Times, that was a tour that never toured the United States. So for fans like myself to get a listen to that tour, one of the European shows, yeah, that was a treat for me. 1999, I missed out on the Triple Threat tour, and I wish I would have been in the position to go during that time. So to get not only in that particular case the audio and the video to that, again, it's a bonus. But again, I don't think every single box set does, you need to do the obligatory stadium tour. And I'm assuming maybe not all Prince albums would have that attached. You had Welcome to America. That was a different show. Yeah, it was loaded with a couple of hits or some hits, but he mixed it up. It wasn't like, oh man, that's the same set list from 1985. You don't get that. So that was refreshing. So it was still a stadium tour or a stadium concert, but yet different from what we received from 1999, The Sign of the Times. So with this, with Diamonds and Pearls, to include something like the Glam Slam, because this was his club at the time, prior to that, to do a warm-up for the tour, to test new material, he would utilize First Avenue, which, for a lot of newbies and more mainstream Prince listeners, is the club featured in the movie Purple Rain. So he would use that club throughout the 80s. But with the building of Paisley Park, um, especially the early 90s, the building of the Glam Slam nightclubs, again, it kind of gave him a venue to where he can put on more intimate shows or kind of do like a dress rehearsal for a tour, which this particular thing I believe it was. But like I said, the energy in those performances, it definitely elevates the material of the Sign of the Time, excuse me, Diamonds and Pearls album. Um, like I said, I've been saying pretty much since this announcement of the release and impending release that it wasn't one of my favorite, like it's not one of my favorite top 10 Prince albums. But like I said, when it came out, like I said, I enjoyed the marketing. I was hyped with the marketing. The appearances on Special Olympics, the appearances on Arsenio. Um, Get Off is a choice for single. And I do enjoy a lot of the album tracks, Insatiable, Money Don't Matter Tonight, and things like that. So it's not a bad album. It's not a terrible album. It was very successful, probably amongst, like a Purple Rain, multi-million seller, Batman, multi-million seller. So this one definitely ranks with those as far as major sales. And like I said, I enjoyed it. But again, this was like Diamonds and Pearls. Again, it was a tour that didn't make it into the United States. But like I said, just the little things like the Arsenio performance, so you got a taste of what that material was live. And I think, watching something like that was more of an incentive for me to really want to go out and buy the album at that time. Because, he performed Daddy Pop, he performed Cream. Um, like I said, Diamonds and Pearls was something I heard prior to, because of the Special Olympics, and thought was like, wow, okay, that's a nice track. And like I said, Get Off was like, I think the lead off single, and I remember picking up that single and was like, okay, cool, I'm hyped for this release. But the performances on this stream of the Glam Slam concert, I mean, the energy level, it's infectious. If you're having a bad day, you won't after you listen to that. And like I said, it's very, because a lot of the songs are spiritual based. You had Thunder, Sacrifice of Victor, which isn't on Diamonds and Pearls, it's on the Symbol album. But again, he was testing out a couple of songs, just to kind of gauge the reception, and decided like, okay, cool, this is what's going on the next album. But I mean, Sacrifice of Victor, while I enjoyed that track from that Love Symbol album, it is a highlight of a track for me. But this Glam Slam performance that's going to be on the box set just elevates it to a whole nother level. I mean, it gets spiritual, it gets church up in there. What else? Diamonds and Pearls, again, elevated. Trying to think, even again, previous video talking about the remaster of the original album, and even a track like Jughead gets a second lease on life. Because like I said, it was never a favorite track of mine on that album. And I've also gone into the reasons why, now looking back, why to me it doesn't work as a track. But again, just the and I still believe in that. But as far as like doing it live in that live setting, I think Tony M's role, regardless of what you think about his skills as a rapper or an MC or whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna do on the Purple Notes Unveiled podcast. He will be one of the artist spotlights that I'll do, and I'll talk about the pros and cons of the hip hop integrated with the Minneapolis sound. But I think one of his definite strengths here in this concert is one of hype man. So I don't think of, yes, he's doing some rapping in there, and I think in the live context it works, and I know I'm probably going to get some comments and things like that, but no, I do think as far as a live presentation, I think he's very effective because it's not so much the rap skills, even though there's, he does his raps that, just like on the album, but I think it's more in the role of hype man, more hype man than MC. Because again, like I said, I'll do a segment on the Purple Notes Unveiled podcast. So in that particular case, become a Patreon supporter because that will be the only place you can see the full length video, or you can tune in on your favorite podcast platform and listen to just the audio portion of it. But getting back, I think that his role it works more so live than it translated in studio. But I mean, again, a track like Jughead is just absolutely amazing. Just I mean that, and the band. I mean, I always liked the New Power Generation as a band. I think my favorite incarnation is sort of that 93 to 95 lineup, but man, you listen to this you listen to this lineup, and I'll probably speak more on this as the actual box set comes out and kind of talking about the project as a whole. But I do think that, yeah, Rosie Gaines' tenure was too short in that band. When you listen to things like Sacrifice of Victor, it's like, yeah, her presence is definitely missed on that album. And I think that is one of these sort of low points. If we ever talk about the Love Symbol album, yeah, that to me, that's one of the weak points, is her absence. I think with her there, that would have elevated the material. Maybe it affected certain song choices as well, but you can just see the potential in what that lineup could have been. Had she continued with the band, I don't know what they could have done. Was it money? Could they have gotten more money? Or, I don't know what the circumstances were, but man, it's a shame that we don't have a lot more solo material. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of tracks where she's either co-vocalist, or if there's some tracks where she's a lead vocalist that will appear on this set. But like I said, this is a lot of stuff on there that this is one of the few projects where, when it comes to the vault tracks, that there's a lot of the material I haven't heard before. So I'm looking forward to hearing what's on it. But again, given this live at Glam Slam, on streaming at least, just to hear that, man, I'm looking forward to, maybe hearing I used to have a full concert of that, actually, but I don't have it anymore. But, it'd be nice to have like an officially released, maybe one day down the road, like a standalone live CD of, how that translated in the stadium as well. But with this, I'm glad this was an excellent choice for live material for this one. It's different. It sets itself apart from previous live, releases on previous box sets. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually now checking this out when the Blu-ray, along with the box set. Just checking out the live and seeing what the the choreography is like, and actually seeing the band, what chords are they playing, and everybody doing their thing. So if we're down to what, a matter of, yeah, we still got a couple of more weeks to go, roughly, give or take a day or two. But yeah, looking forward to the box set even more. Like I said, I do believe it was a good idea. I think that it is biting the boots, or beating the boots, as Frank Zappa used to do. Um, in any piracy or leaks of the tracks, this kind of puts a stop to it. So I think this is good coasting into the actual physical release, which I can't wait. But what do you think? Have you had a chance to listen to the streaming? I know there's been a lot of positive feedback um, from a lot of the purple musical singularity out there. So, what do you think about it? Did you enjoy the tracks? Like I said, I'll go more in depth on it when the set is actually released. Um, Maybe I won't do a review of the whole set. Maybe just the vault tracks, probably the Blu-ray, maybe in one episode. But we'll see. We'll see. But what do you think? Leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. And that's going to end this Amari Music Talk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, become a Patreon supporter, join the musical singularity, and until next episode, create your day, create your life. Peace.